This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2022 Forest River Salem model 27RK. So this is just a how-to video. I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work. So we have regular crank down stabilizers like you would see on most trailers, but these have an additional component called a strong arm. So the thing to remember about the strong arm is this T-handle right here. You want this loose when you're bringing the jacks up and down. Once you put it into the down position, you get it stabilized like you want it. You can tighten this up, which basically keeps the inner tube from moving inside of the outer tube, and it'll take the forward and rearward movement out of it, quite a bit of it anyway. But you always got to remember to loosen that T-handle before you bring it back up. You're just going to tighten it down once you get it in the right position. And of course there's one of these on each corner of the trailer. Okay. So this is your water heater. There are switches inside the trailer. But this one, let me take this off so I can show you. This is the drain plug right here. Right now this is empty. The water heater is empty. This plug takes an 1 1/16 6-point socket to remove, so you'll need that to drain your water heater. Also, there's a switch right here. You see it rocks back and forth here, on and off I should say. Not back and forth, but on and off. And what it does, it controls the electric heating element that's behind this cover right here. So keep that in mind. There's also some switches inside I'll show you, but you won't be able to run it on electric without the switch in the on position. And never run it without water in the tank. That's very important, okay? This is just a spray port, okay? This was a little outside kitchen area. You got a AC refrigerator. There's no switch for this. It just turns on basically. I mean, you can shut it off, but generally speaking, you just turn it on when you leave it on, and it'll turn on when you plug in the trailer. It's up to you actually. So this is the sprayer I told you about. There'll probably be another spray port somewhere else on the trailer too. We'll keep our eyes peeled. And then of course your griddle pulls out. The thing to know about the griddle is you have to plug it in, plug the LP in, right? So you can see you've got this male right here. Then you have this quick connect fitting right here, if you can see that. Okay, and then it would plug in. Let's see where the other one side's at here. It'll plug in right down here. Let me get this out of the way. Right there you can see there's another quick connect for it, and that's where you plug it into the LP system. So you can, you just basically tap it right into the system. Okay, outside speakers. Power awning with LED strip. Keep in mind this is the vent for the range hood. So you see there's a baffle here. You can push up on it there and it'll flap freely. You want it to flap freely when you're venting to the outside. So if you're running the fan inside on the range hood, you want that opened up so it'll flap freely. Otherwise you can just snap it shut when you're traveling or in storage, that sort of thing. All right. Okay, so this is just a TV signal and power to put a TV out here. This is the fill for your fresh water tank. Now normally you're going to be using city water for your trailer. Most campgrounds have it. You just hook up the city water and you're all set. But if you're camping somewhere that does not have plumbing on the campsites, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. I'll show you the pump when we get inside, or the switch anyway. Either way, it'll work just like you've got city water. If you're using one, you don't have to worry about the other. If you have city water, you don't worry about the fresh water tank, and the other way around. If you're using the fresh water tank, you don't have to worry about the city water hookup. Okay. More stabilizer, or another stabilizer with a strong arm. Okay, so he has your hitch here. There we go. So this is a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. We'll show you how it operates when you pick it up. This is a 3/4 inch drill attachment so you can operate your stabilizers with your drill. Okay. This small crank is for the power tongue jack. I'll show you there's a cap on top of the power tongue jack that you can take off and stick this crank on there. You can crank it manually if you need to. Okay. And of course this, not of course, but this has to do with bringing the awning in and out if you're having issues with it. You really have to watch the video while you're doing that, so just keep in mind that's what it's for. Alright. So, like I said, if you need to, this is the power tongue jack. If you need to crank it manually, if it fails or something, you can pull this plug out and you can put the crank right on it. Of course, you got 2 LP tanks full. You have a deep cycle marine battery, as well as a kill switch for the battery if you need to shut it off. It's on right now, of course. You're going to leave it on all the time unless you're putting it into storage, that sort of thing. Okay. You got your dump hose and you got an adapter for your power cord. All right. So coming over here, you have your city water hookup. Remember I showed you can fill the fresh water tank on the other side, but 9 times out of 10 you're just going to be using city water hookup there. Your valves are here. Black valve, which is water or toilet water and waste. Gray is sink and shower water. There's another gray over there. Okay. Always dump the black first, then the gray, because gray is a little bit cleaner water than the black. If you want to flush this, you leave the black tank open, leave the valve open. Then you would hook up the hose here at the dump station, turn it on, it'll spray out the inside of your tank. It'll also clean off your sensors really well, so it's just it's a good thing to do if you have a working hose there, okay? So this is your power cord here. It's 30 amp and 30 feet long. You can see that's there. This is just cable and satellite through. Okay. This housing tells us we're pre-wired for a backup camera if you want to add one. And while we're looking up here, the manufacturer states that you need to inspect the roof every 90 days. So you need somebody to go up there and look at it, make sure everything's in good shape, no cracking or separation where water can get in, no damage to any of the roof attachments by low branches, that sort of thing. Okay, so here we go inside. This is your control panel right here. This is a dimmer. You just run your finger over it like that. Okay. I showed you the switch for the electric on the water here, right? And I told you must have water before you use it. This is the gas switch. If you want to light it on gas. All right. This is the water pump. I told you about pumping water from the fresh water tank if you need to. It's also used to winterize the trailer. And like I said, the trailer is winterized right now. You have lights here. Your slide room, in and out, and then of course your power awning right here. You can see it. Never leave it out. Never leave it out unattended. Okay. Oh, one more thing. This is your thermostat. You just hit the mode button to light it up, and then you select the source you want. Your battery's charged. Fresh water's empty. Black is empty. Gray, galley, so on and so forth. It's the same as every other camper. Sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. The toilet, the black tank has to have chemical and water in it. There's a flush pedal right there if you can see it. That's antifreeze, of course. The black tank's directly below. After you hook up your power and your water, you come in here, you put 1 dose of chemical in the toilet, then you step on the pedal, water will come swirling in, and it will, you stand on it till you put about a gallon or so of water in the tank. Some people use more, it's up to you, but you got to have chemical and water in there before you start using it. Otherwise the smell will be terrible, plus it can get clogged up too. Alright. This is all pretty self-explanatory. There is some storage underneath the bed. That's your TV backer and hookup right there, if you want to add a TV here. Okay. Chair should be strapped into place when you're traveling so they don't break something. They are strapped right now. That's going to be your Bluetooth brake controller. We'll show you how that works when you pick up. Okay. As I move through here. Microwave works like any other microwave. This is the range hood I told you about. Remember, there's a vent on the outside, so if you're going to run the fan like so, you want to make sure you open the baffle. Got a light also. don't know if he's got the gas on here, so let's see. Let's see what we got here. Let me give it a shot. So basically you got 3 knobs and you got 3 burners. This is the sparker. You turn it clockwise. Let me just walk out for 1 second here. I got people outside the door here. Okay. So basically all you're going to do is you go to the light and then you spark it. Right now it looks like he's got the gas shut off, so I'm not going to go turn it on, but it's that simple. When it comes to the oven, there's a pilot light all the way at the back there on the bottom, and so what you do is you go to the oven knob, you'll push in and select pilot light, then you'll depress it, keep it depressed. Then you start to spark it with the other hand till it lights down here. After it lights, you hold it in for another 10 seconds or so. Then you go to operating temperature, and it cycles like an oven does. But when you shut it off, the flame goes off, but so does the pilot light. So you have to really relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay. Refrigerator is a 12-volt DC refrigerator. Always make sure you latch the door so it doesn't get damaged. Pantry. Big pantry. Okay, this device here is your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. It should always be green like it is. If it goes off, you take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut the gas off, figure out what's going on. Alright, this is your power converter here. So what this does is converts AC to DC power. So on this side you got regular 110 AC coming in when you're plugged in, of course. And these are regular circuit breakers like you see at home. And they're all labeled, right? Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC on this side, and you've got 12 volt fuses here, and they're all labeled, okay? And also, when you're plugged in, this will sense how much energy your battery up front has, and it'll always keep it charged up. So as long as you're plugged in, this will charge your battery also. Okay. So the table can fold down and turn it into a bed, of course. You can jackknife this couch, turn it into another bed. Your furnace, I'm sorry, your fireplace. Let me just see if it'll work. Oh, there you go. So you have a remote for it, of course. You can, I don't know if you can see that from here. I'm trying to get into a better position. Anyway, it says off, low, and then high. That's the fan speed. You can also adjust the look of it like so. And it also has a built-in timer, so if you wanted to, you know, set the timer to turn on 20 minutes after you get up or before you get up in the morning, you can do that, okay? Your sound, it has FM radio. You have Bluetooth, so you can stream wirelessly from your tablet or your phone. It has USB, so you can stream from there. It has an HDMI. The HDMI is an in, so that's to get into the system. You have 2 speaker zones. Zone 1 and Zone 2. 1 is inside the trailer, 2 is outside the trailer. Okay. Keep in mind that once you get a TV hooked up to this, you always want this to be on, like it is. See how it's glowing green? You can shut it off, but when you turn it on, so basically this is a power booster for your digital antenna, and if it's not on like that, you won't get a good signal. Okay. And this is just telling us that we're pre-wired for a Wi-Fi signal booster. It's you can go to this web address and look at their products. Basically, always get the one. There's a few different products. Get the one that has a antenna on the roof. That's the best one to get it, and basically it consists of an antenna on the roof and a router that'll sit right here. So if you do a lot of Wi-Fi when you're camping, it really gives you a much better signal from public Wi-Fi. Okay. All right. I think that is going to cover it here. So let me look around. Yep, looks good. Okay, so I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. Please remember what I said about inspecting the roof every 90 days. And right now this trailer is winterized. The water heater is bypassed, and there's antifreeze in the system. Okay, thank you.